What's up, y'all? It's your girl, So Sincere. Today, I'm here with a tutorial on how I achieved my cute, trendy Valentine's Day look. I got my hair inspiration from a few influencers on Instagram, and I'll make sure that I post and tag them as well. But I had to add a twist to it. Y'all know I love my colors, so of course I'm going to be watercoloring my wig before installing it with the look. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your area is completely clean and sanitized. You don't want any extra oils or food or whatever it is that might be in the kitchen that does not belong in your hair. So after I made sure that the sink and everything was clean, I'm going to bother my mannequin for a second. I need to make sure that the wig is placed on her head correctly in order for me to part it and pluck it the way I need to. So the thing with this hairstyle is it's going to be a color block, so it has to be parted a particular way, otherwise the colors will mix and blend and it will not be the style or the look that I'm going for. So with that being said, again, I had to be very particular with my parting and making sure that I tweezed and plucked the wig correctly in order for the color to look correct once I actually install it on my head, being that the size of my head will not be the exact size of the mannequin's head. I want to make sure that I center the part directly on the wig. Once I'm done parting the wig in half, I'm now going to come to the front of the wig on each side, and I'm going to make a separate part for the front strip highlight. After I make the part, I'm going to make sure that I rubber band each of the pieces tightly into a rubber band. You want to make sure it's as tight as possible because, again, you don't want the colors to blend if this is a situation where you are going to be using multiple colors in order to achieve this hairstyle. And real quick, y'all, before I get into actually dyeing the hair, let me just say this. Do not forget that your favorite CEO will be flying out 5 beautiful customers to an island of our choice on an all-inclusive vacation. All-inclusive means completely free. Once you win the raffle, you will not have to pay for anything in pertains to this trip. Not your flight, not your food, not your excursions, not your stay. Again, it is all-inclusive. I'm sure y'all know what that means, so don't forget to tap in. Raffle tickets are literally only $5, and I'll have the link below. Okay, so now we can get back to what y'all are really here for. As y'all can see, I'm preparing the first color. Usually when I'm doing a watercolor, if I'm going to be doing multiple colors, I like to always go with the darkest color first. I do this because I'm very clumsy, so with that being said, I never want a situation where I'm having a darker color cover a lighter color, because let's face it, it's not fun at all to get a brand new wig and you accidentally mess it up trying to color it, and there's nothing uglier than ugly hair color. So yeah, as y'all can see, I have been stirring for a minute. When you are stirring the solution, you want to make sure that it all dissolves into one liquid. You don't want any hair dye at all to be floating around in the water. You want all of the water to be one color and one color only. So I tried to leave the part where I'm dipping the hair as uncut as possible, only because I want y'all to really see how much it takes to do the watercolor. Most people will just dip it 1 and 2 times and go on about their day, but the reality of it is that's not what you're supposed to do when you're doing watercolor. You want to dip the color as many times as possible. You want to keep dipping and keep dipping and keep dipping, and you want to get it to be a little bit darker than the color you're originally going for. Only because when you use heat, the heat will start to bring out some of the color anyway. So also make sure you're not turning your curlers or your flat irons up too hot once you're straightening out the hair or styling it. So now I have done my first streak in the front. I'm now going to go to the other side of the wig so that I can dye the half that's going to be completely red. Y'all can see I'm kind of struggling right here, only because, like I said, this color is so particular. It's so many sections, so I'm just being extra cautious to make sure that any of the color doesn't go on any parts of the section. Y'all can see I'm really getting frustrated. I'm not even gonna say frustrated, but more so it's like a tedious type of thing. So yeah, y'all can see here I'm going to just keep dunking and dunking and dunking. I have now pretty much gotten a hold of like what hairs go where, so now I can dunk the hair a little bit faster in the water without being worried about it touching the side that's supposed to be pink. So you can see I'm just going to keep taking it up and down. As y'all can see, the reason I'm doing this is because if you just take the wig and put it inside of the water, it's not going to give you the effect that you're looking for. It's going to be really blotchy and it's not going to look cute. So when you're doing a watercolor, you want to be very particular in the way you're dunking it. You want to make sure that you're not leaving it in the water any longer on any dump than you have already. So you can see that I'm pretty much pulling it back up in the same time each time. And this is to ensure, again, that your wig does not become very blotchy with the colors. Now that I'm done doing the red color, I'm just checking over again one more time just to make sure I didn't miss any spots. Make sure there's no blotchy spots. Make sure there's no more blonde hairs on that side. And just making sure that the color is what I want it to be. As you can see, I'm going to take it and redip it just a little bit more because, like I said, when you're doing watercolor and you put heat to the color, it can sometimes lift. So I just want to make sure, again, that the hairs are completely red and the color red that I want them to be. Now I am going to take out the first section of red that I did, and I'm going to redip this color as well because, again, I just want to make sure that I don't have to worry about any of the color lifting once I am ready to style it. I'm finally satisfied with both red sections of the wig, so now it's time to drain the sink and restart the process, but this time with the pink. Now I will say I did grab two different color pinks only because I wasn't certain which one I would like better with the red. So that's why you can see two bottles over there, but I did end up going with the atomic pink, and I noticed that it came out really light with the watercolor, so that was perfect anyway. Now I'm going to put the red sections back into rubber bands as I prepare to do the pink section. As y'all can see, it's the same exact thing. You see I pour water in the bottle to get the rest of the excess dye out because, again, you're going to be using watercolor anyway, so the water will not hurt it. And again, you want to make sure that you're stirring the water extremely well so that it can become one solution once you're done pouring the dye into the water. Now I'm going to follow the same exact steps for the pink color. And if you're going to be adding other colors to your style, you should do the same. Again, just make sure you keep dipping the wig in the water until it comes out to the color of your liking. If you want, you can turn the water on and rinse it out a little bit before unplugging the color, just so that you can make sure it's the color that you were going for before taking the dye out of the sink. So while y'all watching me dip this pink, I'm going to say it again for those of you who try to ignore it and skip past the fact the first time. I, your favorite CEO, will be flying out 5 of my beautiful customers, random customers. It will be a raffle. It will be chosen fair and square on Instagram Live. Make sure you click the link after you get done watching this video so that you can get your tickets today. The more tickets you get, the better chance you have at winning. So don't be that person that only try to get away with getting 1 and 2 tickets. Tickets are only $5, so literally $25 will get you 5 tickets. Don't be that person that's wishing you were there. So once you get done drying the wig, of course you can go ahead and install it and go ahead and get ready to straighten it out so that you can get it ready for the style. Or if you want to do the style with it looking like a natural blowout, I guess that will work as well. But I'm going to be cutting my lace, and then I'm going to touch up on the sides a little bit. I also had to pluck it a little bit more due to the fact that the hairline was a little bit thick. My head is really small, so most times I end up cutting off a lot of lace anyway once I'm ready to install it. After I've done my second layer of glue so that I can glue the sides down, I like to go back in the middle and make sure I catch any loose spots there. I don't know why I'm doing my hands like that. Like, that's going to make the glue dry. I couldn't find my razor, so I just used my scissors. Make sure if you do use scissors that you don't cut too straight across when you're doing the edges. Look at me getting irritated. I done lost the glue. And I'm really trying to keep my composure and not look irritated on the video. But it's like I just can't hold it no more because I done looked for the glue for so long at this point. Once you straighten your hair, you want to make sure you put the shine of your choice on it. I'm going to go through one last time with my hot comb and put it on my bob because I don't want my bob looking fluffy or too poofy or anything like that. I want to get it as straight as possible. So that's why even after I did the flat iron, I go through one last time before putting the ponytails in with the hot comb, just so that I can give it that extra length and get the straightness out just as much as possible. Now I'm ready to put the ponytails in my head, but before I do, I needed some Vaseline on my lips. They was quite dry. You can see I'm doing my edges. I'm going to just do 2 little swoops because with this style, it's like the style is already dramatic enough. I don't really want to do too much, so I just decided to swoop 2 edges and call it a day. I'm about to do my makeup, but while I do that, I really want to tell y'all a funny story right quick because I know y'all don't want to just sit here and watch me do my makeup, so I'm going to give y'all a story time. So let me tell y'all why me and my big sister almost got into a fight at my granny funeral. Like literally, if it wasn't for my mama, we would have been in the front of that church fighting over somebody's dead body. Because all I know was, first of all, we was already late as hell to the funeral, like very, very late. My mom was already cursing us out all morning because we was running behind. We decided it was a good idea to go get the funeral outfits the day of the funeral, knowing the funeral started at a certain time and knowing the mall don't open till like 11 or whatever the case is. So long story short, we gonna sit there and get to the funeral meetup spot all late where we were supposed to be getting on our Sprinter at. And when we was getting out the car, apparently my sister had told me to grab her shoes. I'm saying apparently because I never heard this bitch say that, but apparently she had asked me to grab her shoes. Well, baby, Sincere never grabbed the shoes, and we gets all the way to the funeral, and why she asked me where her shoes. So I'm like, I don't know what you mean where your shoes, what you do with them. And she was like, they was in the car. So I'm like, okay, so they still in the car. So she starts randomly cursing me out, like, why the fuck you ain't get my shoes, this and that. And I'm like, but who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, what do you mean why I didn't get your stuff? So we in the middle of the like we in the front of the entryway just arguing. My mama come out of nowhere like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Blah blah blah, get it together. If it wasn't for my mama, one of us would have been laid out in front of that church. That's all I do know. Okay, so back to the hairstyle. I did my makeup already. Y'all can see I cut it as much as possible because I know y'all wasn't here for no damn makeup tutorial, but I did want to put on some makeup being that I was getting a fresh hairdo. So as you can see, I've already put both sides of the wig into a little small ponytail. I have a 13 by 4 front too, so y'all seen where I made sure I cut I parted the hair to where none of my track would be showing, basically with the ponytails being up. So once you put the rubber band in the middle, like you're going to put one rubber band for the ponytail, and then you're going to take it up about a half an inch and put another rubber band. You put the other rubber band about a half an inch up from the first rubber band, and then you're going to take both sides. You're going to split the ponytails into half and basically just curve them over and just try to form them into the shape of a heart. Once you do that, you take another rubber band, put it on top. You want to make sure that you're holding the hearts as still as possible when you are putting the rubber band on, because however you put the rubber band on is basically how the hearts are going to fall. You can see where I ended up having to take out one of them because I just didn't like the way it looked compared to the second one once I did it. So yeah, I ended up having to redo that one. But yeah, make sure you're holding the heart as still as possible when you are putting that rubber band on for security. You'll see where I took the ends of it and just did a cute little curl because I honestly didn't know what to do with it. Yesterday when I did this style, I tried to wrap it around the ponytail and it just didn't work out. So today I just see my bevel iron sitting right there, and I was like, okay, it'll probably be cute if I just add a curl to it. The hair inspiration that I seen did have hers flipped. Although her wig was longer than mine, I thought it would still be a cute little look to have a red and pink bob flipped hairstyle. So I did it and I thought it came out really cute. It gave the aesthetic. It's my style, it's me. It's really different and I just love it. The last thing I'm going to do to add a few finishing touches to the style is a cute little euphoria look. Y'all know that's really a popular trend right now with the rhinestones on the face, and that's also something that again fits my style and fits my personality. So I really thought it would be cute to add that look to this hairstyle. After I place my rhinestones around my eyebrows, I'm going to add my eyelashes and my lip gloss with lip liner for the finishing touches. I really thank y'all for watching this video. Let me know what other kind of tutorials y'all want to see. Let me know what other kind of videos y'all want to see. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And here's the finished look. Again, I really love it. I'm so glad I decided to try this hairstyle. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again in case you didn't catch it the first time.